Well, thanks to everybody who has hung in here to this. It's been an amazing week, and we're very grateful for our audience and our community. And that's really the kind of high level message we want to communicate here is we want to continue as a community. We want you all to join us. We hope this is the first of many. Oh, there she is. Hey, Canaan.
Hello. I made it.
Good job closing out with Keisha. I was just saying that we want this to be the first of many Liberation of Education conferences. I see this as a renaissance for the United States, at the beginning of a new era of positivity and hope and transformation. And, we're all grateful for everybody who's joined us. And, we want you to continue staying in touch. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, our website, liberationofeducation.org. What did I miss, you guys? How else can they stay in touch?
Well, we've got them all on the email list, so we'll be able to stay in touch that way, and we'll have some things to deliver to them. One of my favorite things is that we intend to, with all of the array of choices they have in front of them, we want to help them make the decision with a grid of choice and perhaps a decision tree. So that is coming along next, for sure.
Now, I would love to see this. Keisha's got her mass exodus movement, and they're very much a parallel partner. And I see in the school choice boys, so many people we brought together this week. I see all of us as moving together to create a parent activist movement. And I would hope student activist movement. I was with the school choice boys, so I'm hoping we get the young people activists as well in terms of making this happen.
Yeah, Lacey, what were some of your favorite points this week? It was these last 4 nights. What are some of your favorite parts? And Canaan too.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. The empowerment that I got from listening to all these people who came before me. I'm very new to homeschooling and to this, and it is still very, very overwhelming and scary to me in many ways, because while there is a lot of support out there, there's also a lot of naysayers, and there's no way to know what you're doing is right until you've already done it and the results come years later. And so just listening to everyone have similar experiences, and especially like Virginia Walden Ford, that she's been doing this for so long, and someone has to come in and pick that up. And so I'm really, really incredibly proud to be working with you guys to do this. Like, I can't even understand how I'm sitting here right now. It is so proud. And you guys have been an amazing team. Like, I've found so much power from doing this, and I'm really, really grateful.
Yes, well, we've got Lacey. Before we go to Canaan, I want to point out the logo. I absolutely love the logo, and that's Lacey's work. I love the combination of the caring hands and the heart and the brain. I think it was absolutely brilliant. So thank you, Lacey, for the logo.
Thank you. But to be fair, that idea actually came from y'all's brain. You gave it to me, and I went and made it.
It's beautiful. And Michael, I also like how the hands are reminiscent of a bit of fire as well, which is always something connected to education, creating that sense, that fire kindling to start something new.
Yeah. Chris had just asked Lacey, favorite parts of the conference, Canaan. What are your favorite parts?
Oh, man. I mean, Keisha just now, and getting to introduce you guys to my sister-in-law's brother-in-law, Ryan. Like, I knew you guys would absolutely love him. Just the whole thing. It's kind of a blur over the past 4 nights, but I feel so proud to be part of this and to have brought all of these options to people. And I just, with all of these years, I don't know if everybody knows my story, but I was homeschooled through most of my education. And then I have 5 kids, and my husband and I have homeschooled all of them all the way through. And, growing up, there were always so many questions. And then with my own children and homeschooling, I've had tons of people ask me all the questions. And and especially since 2020 when everybody started homeschooling. And so this was a great way to be able to talk about it and give people options and answer a lot of people's questions all at one time. So I've loved it. It's been awesome being part of this.
How about you,
I'm
Michael?
just thinking back. Well, wow. Yeah, I would say in some ways it is the gathering together. I've known, I knew quite a few of the speakers individually. It was great to meet some new speakers, but to have them all gathered together, there is something much more intense. And seeing the different perspectives, one of the things I really love is how there's so many different perspectives that are all liberating education in different ways. So I love the different flavors, so to speak.
Yeah, maybe especially in the context of what we're dealing with right now, we seem to be in a society where it's very bifurcated. You have people on one side, people on another, and I think we're actually being driven that way. It's sort of like we've never experienced this, or it's been a long time since we did, and yet here we can do this, and each one of us has different perspective and comes from a different perspective from education, and everyone brings these solutions, and they're not all the same, and they're all incredible, and people can make a decision for themselves. They can actually think critically, what's best for me and my children. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. It's a bunch of different ideas, but we all have one common ground. Public education is not working, and we're all fighting for each of us to be able to go out and seek what we think is best for our kids and educating them. And I don't really know too many other areas in life where you can have such diverse thoughts but agree, I still agree. And I've seen that here. It's been a great experience. So Chris, how about you? What's your favorite thing that you've for this whole thing? The hard work you've put in?
Yeah. For me, I've had this view, and actually it's probably something that Michael said a long, long time ago before we even knew each other, this idea of voice and exit. And also I want to tie in, the fact that I'm very proud of being a board member of a charter school that I spent a lot of hours to help develop. And it wasn't my original idea, and I wasn't a founder, but I was happy to be part of it. Very proud of that. So two things. Voice is really important, and there are people working on that, and it's outstanding. But it really is, and it always has been the case, that when people create new things, they create exits to solve the frustrations that they are. And that's what I think this conference for me was really all about. And the second thing for me, when I'm tying that back to the charter school, is, again, I'm very proud of this, and we had an A in our first year, and it's been such an outstanding opportunity. Well, now we've got a waiting list of 500 students, and that's cool. But you know what? That means that each one, that first student to that 500 student, does not get to go to the school I think is really cool. So what do we do about them, right? What do their parents do? And that's why I think bringing all these solutions, they don't have time to wait for another school to be built. It takes a while, right? So we have to give them options now. We have to give them ways to exit, and at their abilities, their means. Some people don't have very much, right? So what do they do if they can't afford the most expensive school or most expensive alternatives? And so that for me is the most exciting thing here. And I think that our speakers did that in spades in this conference.
Yeah. I would agree. I would just like to say how thankful I am for all, like, you've been our anchor, Chris. You have done a phenomenal job of keeping this put together, keeping us all moving, and really picked up a lot of slack. You've put in some hours, and it turned out really, really fabulous. So very proud of you, and I'm very proud to be working with you.
We can't forget Michelle Bergamo and Clint,
yes,
and Suzanne. I mean,
and Deb. Yeah,
amazing team.
Absolutely. I almost feel as if I should ask your wife's forgiveness, Chris, because
I know.
Yeah, this wouldn't be the first time that I worked on something far longer and far in a way that I never expected. And it was like, well, what do I do now? This is a lot of work, and I get it, and I'm not there at every moment. But thank you for saying that. I will tell her that you said that. Actually, she will appreciate that, Michael. And by the way, I don't want to take, like to Canaan's point, I don't want to take any more credit than is due. And Lacey, I mean, all of the things that, like, sort of physically we developed, the logo, the websites, all of those things, you did all that work. So I'm not going to take any credit for that. And Canaan, you brought so many incredible speakers here. You drew in some groups who we really had as our target audience, and that was just absolutely outstanding. And Michael, of course, you're the lion's share of the talent that showed up from the speaker side here, just with all your deep connections. It's, not as, and that's what's amazing about this is like not a single one of us could have done this alone. And it's a perfect example of the free markets in and of itself. We all needed to use our skills and talents to develop something together that, each part in of itself is not effective, but when we all brought it together, it turns out to be amazing. And that's just because we're following what we believe in individually to ultimately create something magical.
Yeah. It's a microcosm of what's going to happen next year and beyond. So if anyone wants to help, we welcome people.
That's right.
And we want to help you too. So if you need help, reach out to us through our email or our social media. I mean, we'll do the best we can to point you in the right direction.
Yeah, we're really good at making connections and networking and getting you connected with the right person. And also, I want to say thank you to Brad Leyland and the focus group for even giving us this whole setup, this platform. So, yeah, big thank you to them.
Yes, big thank you.
Yeah, Jessica, we are hoping to do this annually.
Absolutely.
We'll take a little break for a little bit.
Yes.
We're all super passionate about this. As you can see, we all live and breathe this cause. So we want to make it happen for the world, for the U.S. first.
Yeah. Did any of you think this was going to be as much commitment or turn out to be as great as it did?
No.
Me neither. It's amazing.
I love that you made that point because that I hope reverberates out into this room forever. And that is like, let's not wait for a hero to show up. Yeah. It's within us, right? Like the effort and the time, it is all worth it. And so I love that you made that point, Lacey. Let's inspire everybody in the room to take the same tact. This just took hard work, folks. It didn't, there's not much else to it, right?
Yeah, that's right. It was one foot in front of the other, troubleshooting. Every time we didn't have an answer, we went and found someone with an answer. And really that's life. And what we really want to pass on to our kids is, you're just one step in front of the other all the time, just troubleshooting and learning as things come at you.
Well,
Keisha says there's no one coming to save us.
That's right. We've got less than a minute, so hooray for the entire Liberation of Education community. And until spring of 2023, that's it.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you guys so much.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here.